Good morning. Thank you for joining me for this pop-up live trading session. I'm going to jump right in and kind of talk about what's going on. I'm looking at silver this morning, and silver is up at 1.7%. I'm looking to put a trade on in silver at this 15 delta here. This is trading between the 10 and the 15 delta, the Dorian Way on options on futures. And you can see that it's 36 days ago. I'm trying to do a short-term trade with this. The expected move is basically, let's say, 2 points. So that's double that expected move is 4, so 25. I'm selling around the 25. So I'm kind of fading this move. I'm going to put this in and send and see if we get filled. And as you can see here, last night I put in some orders to close out. We had a silver position on. We took it off. We were on the long side on silver, and I took it off at a good profit. It was about 60% or something like that last night. Obviously, I could have got more this morning, but who knows what's going to happen? It could have been the other direction. Could have been down by 7%. At the same time, I put in the offsetting kind of pairs or synthetic type of trade that we were doing in gold. We put that on. We had the long side on gold. That's up quite a bit this morning too, but I was able to get out of it last night. As you can see, it closed at it filled at 11, around 11:29 last night. So that those positions are off. I'm trying to get out of we had a like a 10-day type of trade we were doing in the RTY and the ES, and trying to get out of this RTY here. I at the mid at 30. It's I put in at 30, the mid is saying 25, but it's sometimes it's hard to get out of that, especially now. But you should be able to get out with that amount of time. I mean, with that type of up move. Looking to get out of gold. Excuse me, the oil. The oil is up quite a bit this morning, so that opportunity to get out of oil on the iron condor is gone for right now. But you can see I'm still up on this position quite a bit. Let's look at the deltas. All right, so that silver got filled because it popped back up. So I could have put in at a different price, but I like that price. So what I'm going to do now is play the opposite side on gold, and we'll come back to what I was just talking about with the oil position. So I'm going to go to gold here, and gold has been going up just like silver. Let's look at this chart really quickly. This is silver, right? So the silver is this is really crazy, right? The silver and gold has been going just like the market. Look at this. The market went down in March like that. It went down. Now the market has been going up for 4 months. Silver's been going up. The market's been shooting up. Silver's shooting up today, right? It's just following market. Historically, it's the inverse, or it goes in the opposite direction of the market, because if people are fearful gold is going up and silver is going up, people are not so fearful, then it's going down as the market is going up. But now it's going just like the market, right? So, and we look at this gold, it's similar type of pattern, not as dramatic as that silver, but still going in the up direction. So what I'm going to do is go over to this Tastyworks platform, and I'm going to look to off sell a put spread in this. And we were at the 15 delta the on silver. Let's look at the 15 delta here on gold. And so the expected move is 65, and we were about 2 times the expected move on silver. Let's see what this is on gold. So if we go what is that, 65 times 2 is 130, and so we're going to make that a negative here, and then we're going to say plus 1842. So it's at 1722 is the 2 times expected move. I guess silver is a little bit more volatile, so I'm not going to go that far down. But let's see, we were getting about 170 on silver. If I make this that's a 10-point wide, I would have to make this a 20-point wide so I can adjust this easily on the Tastyworks platform. So this is a 20-point wide now. If I do a 20-point wide, I'm getting $200 on this, and the buying power is about there. So this is it's only about 100, less than 100 points away. I'm going to do a little bit. I'm going to go. Let's just see if we do that and just gain just offset it a little bit. Let me see, 100, 170, and we're gonna try to treat it like two trades. We'll see that first. All right, so they filled me right away on that too. All right, so now we have the gold and silver on. We just have it opposite of what we had before. I'm gonna just click on field here. So as you can see, this was filled this morning. That was a short gold, and this was a long silver. Now we're doing a short silver, long gold. All right, and um, so I like that position, and I like that trade. If you want to follow me, you can, but I encourage you to be vigilant because I'm taking this stuff off quickly. I'm not waiting for, you know, trying to get 75% or things like that. I'm looking at 50% or looking at getting it out sooner. So for example, I'm trying to get out of this ES position as a whole and at the same time taking off this RTY because we put this trade on at the same time about 25 days to expiration, 25, 26. These here, I already had to adjust the call side on the ES. I put on the put side, but this whole position right here is up. I did it for a credit, so I'm up on it. I'm trying to take that off because on this RTY, you can see it's at 83%. So on the whole trade, I've made money on that trade of trying to do like a pairs trade, selling the put side on the RTY, selling the call side on the ES. And so hopefully that will come through. Looking at natural gas, it is up this morning, but it was down. It was down quite a bit yesterday, about 6%. Everything is obviously going crazy. So I'm going to let that play out a little bit more. It's about 36 days, but I'm not looking to get a lot out of this. If I get around 40, I might even take it off around 40% just to ring the register and move on. Maybe put on a higher probability type of trade. Not that that is not high. If we look at this right now, it's still pretty good, especially with it up right now. We're only at the 8 delta, so I'm going to let that play out. It all depends on if we have another big move to the downside on that. All right, so these are the positions that I currently have on in this account. If I'm looking down this chart here and trying to see what else can be put on this morning, what's going on? We have the uh, Japanese yen is up, the Canadian dollar is up, pound up, all these currencies are up, the euro's up, and that we were talking about a euro trade yesterday, and looking at this, I think we were talking about that yesterday. I'm not 100% sure. I think I provided a euro trade yesterday. So this has obviously been following the market as well. So maybe this can be an indirect short of the market. As you can see, the euro has been going up quite a bit. So let's look to see what type of trade we can potentially put on in this one. I'm going to go over here. It is 45 days to go. I'm looking for the call side, and the expected move is about 2, so that just say around 16, 1.16. 1.16 is I'm going times 2. Let's say 1.8, 1.18. That's around here. This is the 2 times expected move. That's about the 13 delta. Let's see what that looks like. So I'll sell the 13, the 13 delta and buy the 8 delta here. It's 1 point wide spread and looking for receiving at least $100. That's only 91. I would have to go higher to that 17. Don't want to go higher to the 17, but I like this trade. Is the max loss is only 1150. Trying to see. Let's check something here. Let's move it down the whole spread. 1 here, and let's see if I do 2. How does that look? All right, so if I do 2, it's changing the game a little bit. The buying power is 500, but the credit is a lot better. But if I want to stay small with this continues to go up, maybe the market is going to continue to go up. The NASDAQ is down today, or was down. When we're looking at it, it's only down. It's the fraudulent down day. It's not. I wouldn't be surprised if the NASDAQ is up or a percent again today. Because that is just the nature of this. Everything else is up, so why not we buy those NASDAQ stocks that we've been you know, that everybody's been buying up. So I like this trade, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the 13 delta here, and I'm going to make it one contract, and then I'm going to put it up to 9 so that I can get at least $100. So this is going to come to me if I get filled. So this is a way of not forcing something, getting the type of trade you want, staying the size you want, and sending that. So I'm going to send that, and we'll see if we get filled. If we don't get filled, no worries. But you can see that I'm playing one side on all of this so that if I have to adjust, I can easily put on the other side. So that is the strategy right now with everything going, you know, berserker or crazy. This is, to me, the market that we are in. So you have to trade accordingly, right? So that old adage, you know, you play the cards that you're dealt, and that's what we're doing. So you don't have to wait, you know, because the Dorian Way guidelines is 50% on everything except indexes, and it's 75% on indexes, but that's just a guideline. Sometimes obviously you're taking stuff off at 80, 90%. Sometimes you can do 30%, 20%. You want to take your profits when you have them, especially if you feel like something is crazy. Like, for example, let's say you had some profits in silver, then it jumped up really a lot today, 7%. Well, that's a un that's an unnatural type of move in silver. So you want to think about, especially how much it's been up, that chart I just showed. So if you're already up on it, you think about, okay, maybe, you know, something is weird about that. Let me take my profits on that and just, you know, let the dust settle for a second, or take my profits and, you know, wait a day or so and see if I can put it on again at a better price if I'm trying to be short silver. So in this case, I like this price. It's only 40, it's 40 something days ago. Obviously, I'm showing the close position. That's what I closed the day, as we went over earlier. But I like this trade, and I think it's going to be a very good one. And I'm not going to stay in it forever, right? I've received $176. Plus the $100 on the Nasdaq, so that's 276. If I made $100 or so on both of them combined, then I'll ring the register, right? I'll just take them both off like I did before. I just collected $100, and the trade is over, right? So, all right. So, any questions this morning on what I am talking about? Any questions on your account? Anyone needs some assistance? Any questions to this point? All right. So everyone's
I have a
okay.
quick question,
Okay.
O'Brien. This is Kwanzaa. So for the NG, why isn't
Mhm.
it the delta? I was kind of like expecting, because I'm in the same trade, but
Uh-huh.
there's no like adjustment to the delta. Like it's not like going up.
Okay, so it shouldn't go up if the market is going, if this is
Oh,
going
it should
up,
be a negative,
it
right?
should be correct. So it should be a negative, and on that put side, right? So there you go. So, but I thought you meant the actual number, right? So if the excuse me, if the natural gas is going up, then this should go down, meaning that instead of an 8 delta, maybe it becomes a 7 delta or a 6 delta. As you noticed yesterday, when natural gas was down quite a bit, we that delta creeped up because maybe we were at a 5 and then we went to a 9 or something. I don't remember exactly, but even though natural gas was down so big, this is the beauty about trading so far out and being small, is that it didn't really affect your account. You still had a great day yesterday. It was down a lot, but it didn't even affect this position very much because you were so far away initially. So you can take a big move initially, at least, before you have to think about an adjustment. So, but because things are so volatile, Kwanzaa, I'm looking to take this off a little sooner. I might take this, especially as we get under 30 days, I might take this off at 40% instead of looking for that 50%, if that makes sense. And I'll let you
Okay.
know when I take it off, because I know you have this on as well. Um, but you don't want a position, or any one position, or any position that you have on, to damage your portfolio, right? You don't want it to mess up your monthly performance, or obviously your yearly performance. So when something starts to go crazy, and you can't quantify it, then you take it off, especially if your portfolio is doing well, right? Because you have to
Okay.
look at it as a portfolio sense. And for you, Kawanza, you're doing awesome right now. So um, keep an eye on that. Don't let natural gas mess you up. Obviously, today is a good bounce back, um, and so it's no worries now. You're only at the 8 delta. All right.
Okay.
So great question, Kawanza. Any other questions this morning? All right, so if we don't have any other questions, we will conclude. Just want to let you know that Danielle is going to be sending out some trade ideas, some more. You can take some of the ones I've just did, and you can also use some she's going to send out to kind of see if it fits your portfolio or not. Tonight is going to be the long dated put spread webinar that Ernie and Danielle is going to be leading. If you can be on that, please do. If you're in the Houston area, if you want to come out to the live meet and greet, you can. That's off World Road. You can go to our website and get the address and so forth. But that's just just a heads up if you want to participate in something like that tonight. With that said, have a great morning, and I'll check in with everyone a little later in the day. Thank you for joining me in this live pop-up session.